Hey kiddos, Mrs. B here. So, to do a quick review, we are studying the American artist Wayne Thiebaud, and we are looking at his fabulous artwork that has this illusion of looking three-dimensional. So he is able to achieve a three-dimensional quality to his art, not only by being conscientious of like the shapes that he uses. So like remember we're using like ovals and lines and putting them together, and then they create this illusion of a 3D shape, but he also is worried about his color. So we are going to do this step again, the line drawing step. We're going to do it large, and then we're actually going to start talking about color today because we need to add color to our art to also make it look more 3D. So get to a new page. So the first thing I want to talk to you about are the colors, or the types of colors we're going to be using today. So we are going to be using tints and shades. So this is a silly way that I remember tints are light and shades are dark. So the word light has I's and T's in it, like tints, and the word dark has D and A in it, like shades. So dark shades, light tints. I also think about shades, like, so when you're wearing your sunglasses, sometimes people be like, oh, nice shades. So you're wearing your shades. Or if you're sitting in the shade during a summer day, you were in a dark place, right? So shades are the dark and tints are the light. So I'm going to choose which color I'm working with today. I want to work with green, so I'm going to pull all of the greens that I have out of my crayon box. So I'm using crayons simply because I don't have pastels. If you have pastels, pastels will be the best for this, but in the meantime, I have crayons. So I'm pulling out all the greens that are in my crayon box, and I'm going to only pick 3. So I'm going to pick a tint of green, the neutral hue or like the medium color of green, and then I'm going to pick a dark or a shade of green. So I'm going to pick, I would say that would be my tint, nice and light. This one will be my medium in the middle, and this one will be my shade, the dark. So notice it's like light to dark. And then I'm also going to pull out white and black because I'm going to use them for some details as well. So we are going to be drawing today a cake that looks like it has a slice cut out of it. So if we remember how to draw our cakes, we do start out with an oval at the top, 2 lines down, and then I'm going to do a half of an oval at the bottom. Now to make it look like my cake is on a plate, I'm going to put an oval under that, and I'm going to make it look like a fancy plate with these scallops at the bottom. Okay? Oh, let me shift it up so you can see. Now, to make it look like I have a slice cut out of my cake, I am going to draw 2 lines down the front. I'm making sure those lines are parallel with the sides. And then I'm going to draw 2 triangles. 1, and I'm going to try and copy that triangle exactly. 2. I'm going to connect my 2 triangles like that, and then I don't need this line anymore, so I'm going to get rid of it. This line here. Now I'm going to start with my color. So I wrote the word shade over here, so I'm going to do my dark side, or my shades, on this side, and then I wrote the word tints on this side, so I'm going to do my light colors on that side. So I'm first going to actually start with the color white. So I'm going to pretend like there's like a highlight here, a really bright spot on my cake here, and then the top of my cake I'm also going to draw some white on it. You can't see the white, but it is important to have it there. Notice I'm not coloring all the way across when I'm coloring, just a little bit. Now I'm going to take my lightest color, and I'm going to go where that white is. As you can see, the white is not really allowing me to color on top of it. And then I'm going to start coloring across. I'm staying up and down like this, but I'm following the shape of the cake. So this is my tint. Alright, then I'm going to do the same on the top of the cake. Trying to color on top of the white, but you'll notice it's not really letting me, which is kind of a good thing. And coloring across. Alright, so when I get to the middle here, this, if you look, let's pretend like there's a light shining here. This side will actually be light, and this side will be dark and shadow. And this side over here will also start to be shadow too. So I'm going to keep my tint of green, and I'm going to, again, add some white over here. Oops, I broke my crayon. On that side. And then I'm going to add that shade, that tint of green on top of that white. To give it a color, but not totally change the color. Just a highlight more or less. Alright, now I'm ready to start working on my shades. So this is where I'm going to pick that middle or medium green. And I'm going to kind of go a little bit from the edge and color right on top. Alright, so I'm coloring right on top with that medium green. Again, I'm going to start somewhere in the middle. Color with that medium green. Alright. Now the inside of this cake here is going to be dark because it's going to be like in shadow, so I'm actually going to color that all the way with the medium green to make it darker. Okay. This is also a dark side, so I'm going to come that medium green all the way, filling in. Okay, now we've got our medium hue tones, and we've got our tints. Now we got to start working on our shades. So this is where I'm going to use the darkest green, and then I'm also going to use the color black. So because this is going to be the darkest part of the cake over here, I'm going to come in with that darkest green on the edge. Not too much. And then I'm going to do that again right here in the corner. Coloring that nice and dark. Alright, and then again over here where it's supposed to be the darkest. Adding some over there. Notice I'm not going all the way across, because if I do that, then it sort of flattens it. Alright, now here's where I'm going to use black. I'm going to use a little bit of black. Not too much black, because then it will make it look way too dark. So I'm going to use a little bit of black here and a little bit of black here to create the dimension to make it look more three-dimensional. Okay? Now I can do something fun. I can start adding some decorations to it. Now this part, you can do your tints and shades as well. So I'm going to do blue for this. For some of my decorations, I'm going to pull out the blues that I have. Alright. I think that's all of them. And I'm gonna do, that'll be my tint. This looks like my darkest. And this one looks like the middle. So when I do my decorations, I'll do the same thing. I'll do like icing that goes this way. That's the tint of icing. Then I'm going to do my medium across, and then the dark over here. Alright, so again in here it'll be like the medium color, medium to here, and then the tint, again nice and light, not too dark. Okay. Let's see, I can add a cherry on top. I'll do the same thing with the tints and shades with that. I'm gonna pick out the reds. Oh, that's a red orange. I don't really want red orange. Pink. Okay, so this I'll say as my tint. start with my tint. I'll draw the whole cherry with a tint of pink, which is red's tint. And then I'll start coloring it mostly with that middle medium color. And finish it with the dark color on the side. Okay, alright. I can add a little bit of a highlight using the white top so it has a, 3D look to it as well. Plate, I can color it one flat color. Doesn't really matter as much. We're trying to keep the focus on the 3D shape more than on the plate. So I'm going to use some purple here. Alright, coloring it across all the way. I am going to add some tints and shades to this as well. I'm going to do a little bit of white over here where the highlight would be, because remember we're pretending light's coming from this side. Okay, then I'll find a darker purple. Okay, for over here. Okay, and then a darker purple underneath for the whole thing, because this we're pretending is a fancy plate that's like sort of hanging over the edge. Okay, so when you are all finished, you will have a convincing 3D cake that has tints and shades throughout. And those tints and shades suggest light, which makes it even more convincing to being 3D. Make sure you take a picture of this and send it to me on Google Classroom.